blessed ones of the nations of the world. One more time, thus, as your brother Dan Moses or say, Yaw Sakodi of TRC, Ghana, coming to you this 30th of June 2023 with the continuation of our exposés, Testimony, New World Disorder. This expose is being recorded on the 29th of June 2023, Thursday. As soon as it is recorded, we start the posting, so you will receive it by the next day, the 30th of June 2023. Humanity and the nations of the world. Before we begin, we want to welcome each other by saying Akwaba, Allen, Sahalen, Shagitam, welcome, Ingandoni, Benvindo, you are welcome, Kuso, Diwo, Tusanye Senyo, Okukulaba, Mauya, Mengalaba, Boyei, Malamu, Karibu, Ekabo, no, o Sanu de Zua, Kwang de Eda, Mitash, Duboro, Pezalovat, Bine I Binit, Barigalo, Bita Ichi, Ayubon, Dobridoya, welcome, Estan, Ozut, Walam, Aruman, bienvenido, Namaste, Swagetam, Kush, Hamadit, Baruch, Haba, Marhaba, Huang Yong Haminida, Huang Ying, Nyejeko, Anime, Nyejeko, Wezolo, Novio, Mia, Wezo, Akwaba to the program Testimony, New World Disorder. Testimony, New World Disorder, as we know, is the program through which we get to know what is happening to Ghana, America, humanity, and the nations of the world in these times of global deception, delusion, and willful lies by some of the very people that we trust to be there for humanity and the nations of the world. And yet, for the past 17 years, almost 2 decades now, in worship of this extremely dangerous US undercover agent, have dealt with humanity with willful lies, deception, delusion, having brought humanity and the nations of the world into this total global helplessness. The genesis of what the Bible calls Jacob's trouble in Jeremiah 30 verse 7, which in plain terms is called the Great Tribulation, the genesis of it, which we are seeing on the nations of the world. But blessed ones of the nations of the world, we want to always understand that the center for the global evil pursuit is America and Ghana. These two nations have been taken by the global forces, and they are pushing the global evil agenda, the mark of the beast agenda, the great tribulation agenda. They want to dare the word of the quote of the Bible. So these two nations are centers for the pursuit of the global evil agenda. Ghana has become a helpless state, where a prototype state which is being experimented with the mark of the beast program that ushers the mark of the beast by the all kinds of 666 program being carried against them, using their driver's license, their social security, their Ghana card, bank accounts, so much. Blessed ones of the nations of the world, Akwaba, we are most grateful to God that by this same program we as well get to receive some divine guide, divine direction, divine insight, that we may know exactly what to do. So we are not moved by what the coward secret killers, the enemies of God, betrayers of humanity, haters of Muslims, haters of Christians, haters of Judaists, haters of the human race. We are not moved by what they do, because we know that God is in control over the world and the human race, and he has never at any point in time lost control of the world to the destroyers of the world and to the enemies of God. So God is in total control. Akwaba to the program Testimony, New World Disorder. So Africa and the nations of the world, we must understand this is expose part 242. 243 is going to be what to do. In verse 242, we want to reiterate, emphasize, stress that it is nothing but the pursuit of hatred, sheer hatred agenda against the African people by wicked forces in America, Barack Obama, Joe Biden, Ban Ki-moon, Hillary Clinton, Akufo, Addo. cronies, who invented the word of God to pursue hate crime in worship of the extremely dangerous US undercover agent. That when the Bible talks about pale horse and the black horse, they are all in reference to the African people, and the African people ought to be killed without any existing, every evidence to the killing must be wiped out. And they have been doing it against us, cowardly in secrecy, for the past 17 years in worship of this extremely dangerous US undercover agent. So Ghana, John Evans Fifi Atamils, His Excellency, was just a sacrificial lamb, which by hatred of this US undercover agent, for me, for my nation Ghana, and for my people, for the African people, with global wicked forces, pursued the hate crime agenda and got him killed, and killed him when he was 42 months in office. However wicked manner which they would get him killed to take him out of life is what they used, and they took him out of life. No effort of mine to have seek to stop these global wicked forces from their evil was enough for them, and they carried out their evil, took my president John Evans Fifi Atamils out of life when he was exactly 42 months in office. Akufo to the program Testimony New World Disorder, Humanity and the Nations of the World. In this expose part 242, I would, by the grace of God, bring to the understanding of some innocent Ghanaians who this extremely dangerous US undercover agent, by reason of their association with me, their support for me, their love for me, has put them, just like John Evans Fifi Atamils was on their kill list, and they took him out at their chosen time. There are some innocent Ghanaians whom are on the kill list of this extremely dangerous US undercover agent and the coward secret killers. Today, I will help you that you know that you are on it, but that you fear not in what to do. I will teach you what to do, so that you know that God has been keeping you all this while. It is not by your smartness or anything that you have done, but it's by the grace of God that He has been keeping you even without your knowledge. So Humanity and the Nations of the World, Akufo to the program Testimony New World. So some of the people that got on the kill list, some of them, apart from the innocent ones, some of them, it was by their greed for money, their love for money, to seek to get me destroyed, and they betrayed me to seek bond with this undercover agent, which they have sold their own self out. And eventually, what happens is, no matter what you receive at their hands, the conclusion, they cannot trust you to keep the secret of you aiding her. So eventually they shall kill you. So for some individuals that got on the kill list, it is their own love for money that has gotten them there. But however, both the innocent and those who by greed sold Ghana out and have sold their own soul to, God will help me. I will show you. I'll mention you, some of you. I'll mention your names, and that you know, and then what to do. God will help me to help you, just like God will make me help the innocent. Ghana, John Evans Fifi Atamils, His Excellency, he found himself in a very unfortunate situation. You see, when he took office in January the 7th, 2009, this issue created by this extremely dangerous US undercover agent who took over the house of God captive, took over the mind of Kenneth Teddy Tedeku, a so-called preacher. Ghana, let's watch his name. We are not talking about spirit or ghost. This is a human being whose church was used by this extremely dangerous undercover agent for the set-up marriage. To me, this is the individual, the CIA preacher who went to set Emmanuel Amponsan Shaibu up 2 weeks before they set up marriage in November of 2006. And then today, Shaibu has been killed eventually. This is kind of that evil man, Tema Community 7 C Road. Ghana, when, like I was saying, when His Excellency John Evans Mills took office, this issue was being covered up by Ban Ki-moon and his cronies at the United Nations, Barack Obama and his administration, and they were playing Ghana so much that because of U.S. government money, Ban Ki-moon was aiding Barack Obama, the U.S. government, to suppress them, to kill and to destroy me, torture, terrorize and persecute me and my 2 innocent children because of U.S. government money that is going as funding to various institutions of the United Nations. This is a very unfortunate thing that Ban Ki-moon did to the United Nations. But so the whole thing took His Excellency John Evans his administration by surprise. They never thought that a person of color, Barack Obama, having taken over the throne of America as the first African American to be the president of US, would betray the African people, betray the people of color in this nation, betray the human race, betray the white people of this nation, and bond with this undercover agent to pursue that evil agenda of going about killing innocent Africans, to the killing of John Evans Mills. In the year 2009, July 10-11, Barack Obama came to Ghana to make a fool of the Ghanaian people at the Cape Coast Castle, when he knew that John Evans Mills' life shall be taken eventually, when he was 42 months, according to the evil pursuit of this US undercover agent. In that July of 2009, when Barack Obama came to Ghana, I followed him immediately to Ghana to let Ghana know that something is going on and they must open up their eyes. When I came to Ghana, the government of John Evans Mills had not been security-wise alert as to how dangerous this undercover agent could be to our nation and could be to John Evans Mills. And they didn't know that so much huge intelligence and technology had been put behind the undercover agent. They have already infiltrated our nation, recruited crime network members of Nana Addo Akufo, and they were digging under John Evans Mills. So he didn't know what was going on around. They have already taken over the nation. And when I got to Ghana in July of 2009, that was the very first time that I visited Ghana since my travel to the US. And when I went, I knew of the danger that was at stake for our nation. And I knew of the kind of networking that had been used against my innocent, my family. So I was alert. But however, when I got to Ghana, because I've been away for a long time, I had to try and get in touch with my friends and some of my church members to see how life has been and to link up with them. One of the trusted friend and a man of God who was my mate at the commander at Commander College was brother Prophet Charles Hagen, as I speak today. When in fact, this is going to be expose parts 242. We may have 243 and 244 shall be what to do. So because of time, yeah. So let's go on. When I got to Ghana, the first person that I tried to get in touch with by phone is Prophet Charles and Higgin. Prof. Charles, this is DS here. You can testify to Ghana that this that I'm going to share here is 100% true. When I got to Ghana, though I knew that my phone was hacked, I didn't know in the US, I didn't know that the government of, Nana Addo Akufo-Addo's terror net would be so dangerous that behind the administration of John Evans Fifiata Mills, they would hack my phone and use to advance their evil cause. So I called Prophet Charles again, and he was having a program in Tema. One of his ministry branch was has been started in Tema, so he was there, and he had told me, out of excitement, he was coming to my house to meet me because we have not met for years since 1996. We've not met, and he was itching to. Hey, we call each other apostles. Hey, Chief Apostle. Remember, I'm coming to your house. And after calling me, he told me he was coming to visit me at the house. So, oh, I'll be home. And then I tried calling other friends, and there was a friend of mine who was by name Joshua. Yeah, Your Excellency Joshua. I had a friend in Ghana who was by name Joshua before I traveled. He was working at Zenith Plastic at the industrial area, around the Gaib area. So I called. I didn't have his number, so I tried to get miraculously at the home where I was. There was a calendar that was a Zenith Plastic calendar, and there was their phone number on the calendar. I found it. I called it after I had spoken to Prof. Charles, and when I called, the secretary to the office answered the phone. So I asked her. I was looking for Joshua, who was my friend before I traveled. So the person told me, oh, Joshua no longer works at the company. But I said, oh, so how can I get it? As I was talking to the person discerned my voice, and he said, that Moses, this is Mina, your church member, your full gospel, when you were at the full, don't remember something. I said, oh, yay, Sister Mina, it's been a long while. It is the Ben Albai. I said, I came just this week. She said, now, this is how dangerous Nana Addo Akufo-Addo and his network, the Obama administration, became in worship of this extremely dangerous US. Quickly, they knew that Prof. Charles was coming to my home, and they set Sister Mina up. And when she came to the home, she didn't know that the prophet was coming to my home. So she came first, and while I was waiting on her, Prof. Charles also came together with the friend. When they came, we were all, oh, I introduced, this is my church member. Long before I traveled, now, how I got in touch with her, I was calling Joshua at the company, and when I called the phone, God being so good, it was my church member who was the secretary, who was the secretary to the company, and received the phone calls, was the receptionist as well. So it was just a miracle. And then while we were talking, already based on the hack info, they have told her that they knew that Prof. Charles was coming, and when I was in US, I was in touch with Prof. Charles. They had set the innocent woman up that when he comes before the prophet, she should say that I was the woman in the interest of the undercover agent. She was hoping that I was going to get married to her, and I've gone to a US long time. Before she now I've gotten married. She didn't say it on a serious note, but she didn't know the implication of what she had said. That was a huge agenda being sought by the US undercover for my distraction, to cover up her heinous crime that she, as an undercover agent, planted in the house of God for a set-up marriage to me. And now they want to switch it that I was married to somebody in Ghana. I had children, wife and children in Ghana before I came to US, and I came to get married to the undercover agent. So the US government was finding every means to cover up the shame and the crime of this US undercover agent. So unfortunately, Mina Eshen, what she said, she didn't know the home that after 2009, the home had been under the US government's secret surveillance. This surveillance thing that I've been under, it's by a satellite, and there are drones that are involved. AD 30 Tema Community 4, that is where Prof. Charles we met. When we were at the home, everything that we were discussing was being tapped. I knew it. So I took it as a joke that Sister Mina made. But however, I also knew of the serious. I never disclosed to Prof. Charles that what this lady said, how much damage that it is on me. But I only know that it was, she didn't mean anything. But on the card score of Akufo and his network, on the card score of the Obama administration, on the government of John Evans Fifian Tamils, being that John Evans Fifian Tamils was my very good friend, and I stood behind him for him to become the president of Ghana. It was so much of a disappointment on the John Evans Fifian Tamils' administration. The lady didn't intend to destroy me, but was set up by the Akufo government. Mina Eshen, what I have to tell you this is, as far back as 2009, you had already been on the US undercover agents, the kill list of the coward secret killers. And by the grace of God, you have lived up to this day. In 2022, when I came to Ghana, after that 2009, I have never been in contact with you. I mean, you are married. You were married, and when I came to Ghana in 2022, I didn't even know how to get in touch with you. It was through your sister that who had told me, who met me and said, "Oh, I know you at we used to fellowship at Full Gospel in the Community 9, and Sister Mina, no only in the Minya, but Nukupo Ewu." When I heard that news, I told her I'll go to the home because I wanted to let her know that she is already on the kill list, but she should not panic. But the timing was not right. There was no way that I could tell her in that helpless state. Sister Mina, you have mourned your husband, and you are in the state of mourning. The funeral and everything is over. Be still. Be still. If God didn't permit that His Excellency John Evans should be out of life, this undercover agent, by their hatred pursuit, could never have taken John Evans to Fiatamil's life. So, Sister Mina Eshen, get it? You are on the kill list of this US undercover agent. They cannot trust you to be able to keep the secret that because the US government know, the government of Ghana know that when I was in Ghana, I was not married to anybody. So as to whether you'll be able to keep the secret or not, they can't trust you for that. You have been on the kill list, but God is with you. We shall know what to do in expose part 243. No, in 244. We shall continue this in 243. Sister Gladys Amponsa, the brother of Emmanuel Amponsa, and Ebenezer Amposa Shaibu, who has gotten killed in secrecy through cover secret terrorism. Gladys Amposa, unfortunately, you stabbed me in the back and betrayed me with Kenneth Tedeku. You took a secret counsel with this extremely dangerous US undercover agent. Their network, you didn't know that they were playing you and they were making you sell me out just to get me destroyed. They had already set your own brother Ebenezer Amposa up in a set-up marriage. You knew that there was no single truth. They used you to advance medical terrorism which they commit against me in America. They played you and you sold me out by willful lies. Eventually, I mean with time, what they could do with Ban Ki-moon's stakes in United Nations, they tried to buy your mind on the behalf of this undercover agent, so they get me destroyed. What they did was they bought your mind with a job offer in World Vision. You quit your job at Commander Edina Eguafo Ebrim District, KEEA, and as a teacher, and they all gave you a good offer in World Vision to cover up the crimes of this US undercover agent. Gladys Amposa, you are on the kill list, just like your brother Ebenezer Amposa. Ebenezer Amposa, unfortunately, his life has been cut short, has been taken. Emmanuel Amposa, you are also their brother. You have done no wrong against me in this marriage. Emmanuel Amposa, your brother and your sister were all set up. Emmanuel Amposa, Bobby, I've told you your sister came to America and I myself got in. Your wife came to America, I myself got in touch with her. And this US undercover agent, your wife returned to Ghana and they destroyed your marriage. Your marriage never stood anymore. And one main reason why you are on the kill list is the trip your wife made to the US and communicated with me. They don't know what had transpired. My best friend was working with Emmanuel Amposa's wife. They don't know the kind of secret information that Emmanuel Amposa's wife took to Ghana, because what they know is Emmanuel Amposa's brother and sister are the crime covering partners of this US undercover agent. Emmanuel Amposa, you had a birth challenge, a challenge that you were born with. Many Iraqi innocent children that are born after the bombing and destruction of Iraq, they have the same problem. Now, based on the pursuit of that hate agenda against the African people, anybody with that challenge that you have, these were diplomats doing this evil. You are not wanted by the pursuit of eugenics. Your breed, your seed is not wanted, and you must be eliminated from life. You must be eliminated from life. Bobby, you have that birth defect, which is no issue, because many in the world have the same challenge. However, by the pursuit of the evil that the African people are the seed of the Antichrist, you are a perfect match for their destruction. That's what got you there. Ghana, America, and the nations of the world. Akwaba to the program. Testimony, New World Disorder. Sister Mina Eshen is an innocent individual who was set up by the terror network of Addo and Akufo, and today she is on the kill list of this extremely dangerous suicide. She has been on it since 2009, but she's still alive. God is keeping her, a faithful woman of God. Gladys Amponsan, you sold me out. Ebenezer Amponsan, you sold me out. And unfortunately, Ebenezer Amponsan is not alive. It's okay. God will help us to know what to do. In Dowenya, when I came to Ghana during my 2022 of April to 2022 October, during this period, Addo Akufo and his administration were pushing this agenda with on the behalf of this extremely dangerous US undercover agent to seek to claim that to push their same agenda that I was married in Ghana before I got married to this undercover agent. They want everything to cover that. So Addo Akufo and his administration, they used the Ghana Police Service, Tampere, and so they set up many women in America. Some of them are married women with children to, because of money, pretend and lie to them that although I am there, they have a relationship with me. One of such women with children who did that and sold her own soul out is Patricia Efriye. Patricia Efriye, Dowenya. One kasa na wo ton okra. Anybody that gets himself in this issue, you go seek money at the expense of the Ghanaian blood. Eventually, they'll kill you. Patricia Efriye, Dowenya, to Akufo-Addo's network, and the Bidens have bought your mind. I tell you today, you are on the kill list of this extremely dangerous US undercover agent. Kofi Annan's life didn't matter to them. By the pursuit of their hate crime, that Africans are the seed of the Antichrist, got to be killed and taken out of life without understand it being a mind-blowing destruction of our life. Kofi Annan's loss of certain laws cannot be explained, and is being covered up by the United Nations up to this day. The US government, the government of Addo Akufo-Addo, Jerry John Rawlings, John Evans Fifiat are people that have been killed. Those of us that are alive, we are not of any special people. You understand? So the reality is, if you are, as I've told you, those of you whose name I've mentioned, you are on the kill list. You should not take things lightly. I will tell us what to do in expose part 244. 243, we are going to continue this with more names, so that I'm helping with this information. God is watching on your behalf. But however, there's what you have to do to also watch on your own behalf to avoid your life being cut short before your time. Because she knows no limit to her evil. They perpetrate their terrorism until their victims accept the terrorism as a norm. So no matter what their purpose to kill you, eventually, just like they have killed Ebenezer Amponsan. Let's go to expose part 244 and continue. God bless you. And God bless my homeland, Ghana.